I give 5 minutes or 3 minutes depending on the marks. As I explained to you, your marks will be a guide to how long you must work on a question. If you are working too long, you won't finish the paper. You've got 3 hours, again 3 hours to write the paper. It's 150 marks. If you work at 3 hours and you work at 1 mark per minute, then you get to 180. 150. So you will have about 2.5 hours, and the other half an hour you can round up. Or for if you spend extra time on a more difficult question. Okay, so the first question that we will be doing, you must now forgive me, I must just work again through this. This was what we did last term, if you can remember. We did this, and we did the first 2 questions. I'm not going to that question. We can jump straight to question 3. And I hope you still have these question paper. Your teacher copied it and give it to you for the paper, the questions that we will do on Saturday. I will forward that either tomorrow or on Friday, so that your teachers can copy it, so that we can have it ready for Saturday. What the questions that we will be using on Saturday. Okay, the first question, we start off with a question. This is all these questions that we are using are out of past papers, so you don't need to worry. It will still be the same topics, the same type of questions that you can expect. It will just be in 2 different papers. You won't expect finance in all 2 papers. Okay, or measurement in both papers. This is what we're doing is now paper 2 work, measurement. Similarly, if I'm going to read through the questions. Are you ready? And I hope you can all see it. Similarly uses the local swimming pool to give swimming lessons. The rectangular pool, and here we can see it's a rectangular, right? Rectangular, it's got its length, it's got its width or breadth, length, two lengths and 2 widths. And because a rectangular, the corners will all be 90 degrees. Not that we're going to use it, but that is a rectangular shape. Right? Pool has a shallow section C and a deep end A, and a sloping section as B, as shown in the various views. So this is the top view, and this is the underground view, how it looks from the side, right? A, B, C. And you can see if you dive in A, it's 2 meters, right? You can't, most of us can't stand in unless you're 2 meters and taller. But everyone will be able to stand at C, that's 1.2 meter. I'm sure your high school learners, you're all taller than 1.2, right? So you'll be able to stand there, maybe there, and then it starts to get too deep, then you can't stand. Alright, but they could give some information, and this is important that you can see. The depth, 2 meters at the deep end, at the shallow end, it is 1.2 meters. And then you have A, 2 meters by 12.5 meters. But can you see just look there, the width. It's 15 meters. So if you start swimming here, you will swim 15 meters. So if you swim from the deep end to C, can we see how far you're going to swim? 12 meters and 12.5 meters and another 12.5, that's 25. Plus a 5 is 30 meters. So that whole length is 30 meters. Right? They don't give it, they give it you in pieces. So you must, before you start, you analyze. You can take a minute or 2 just getting the picture in your head before you jump to the conclusions what you do. And there they give it, it's 50 meters there and there also. Alright, then they say the capacity of section B of the swimming pool is 300 cubic meter. Can you see they already gave, they say cubic meter, then you must know what is it. They're talking about the volume. So the volume there they already gave the volume. It's 300 cubic meters. But they didn't give the volume of A and they didn't give the volume of C. Now, if we can break it further up, then they say, right, they give you what's the volume of a rectangular prism. It's equal to length times width times height. And they say, they give you a few other information here, that 1 gallon is equal to 3,785 liters, and 1 cubic meter is equal to 1,000 liters. Right? A cubic meter is a meter by a meter. Let me just see if we can visualizer is. Why doesn't it want to go to the visualizer? People, oh, I want. Sorry, is it? So sorry. If they say a cubic meter, then they say, right, if that's 1 meter, and that is 1 meter, right, then that will also be a meter. I hope my drawing is not too bad, eh? And that will also be a meter. Right, so that's 1 meter, and that's 1 meter. That's the height. It's 1 meter. Can we say this is the one side? Or because it's all, let me just talk length. Say that's the length, right? And that's the width. It's also 1 meter. So a meter multiplied by a meter multiplied by a meter equals 1 cubic meter. You see there's 3 m's, and you know from grade 9 and 8, if you multiply that, the same variable, then you add it. 1 plus 1 plus 1 gives you 3. That's where you get that. But if you put water there in, then what is it? It's 1,000 liters. That is what it's saying. That's also equal to 1,000 liters. Right? You must get the picture. You know, with measurement maps and plans, you must start getting a picture in your head. The images. That's very important. Okay. No, you don't want to see my face. It's too ugly. Can we go there? Right. Again. So now we have all that. And before we go on, let me just do that. If I break that up, A, then what is A? Yeah, man, why don't this thing want to jump when I say A? No, man, we can't do that. Doesn't work. I want to go to visualizer. How do I go to visualizer? Sorry, my car. You see, working and calculations, the maximum capacity was 765 cubic meter. Alright, I'm going to let you do that one. And then 5.2.3, calculate the volume of water required to fill the swimming pool to 94% of its capacity. They don't want to 100%, 94%, and then the pool must be topped with 135,000 liters of water due to water loss. The pool is filled with water at a constant rate of 235 liters per hour. Simone says that it will take exactly 2.5 days to top up the pool. Verify showing all calculations if her statement is valid. Okay, I think you can start off with it. I'll give you 5 minutes for the first one and 4 minutes for the second one. In the meantime, I'm just going to see what happened here, why I can't move from visualizer. You can start. I give you 5 minutes for the first one and 4 minutes for the second one. And then I think you can continue. Now we don't want to take a too long break. Yeah, we can continue. I'll give you a 14-minute break to do all three. That's just not too difficult. Right, we work according to exam pace, showing all your calculations always. Okay, the teacher will move between you and see if you are doing it. Please don't make a noise. Try to do it on your own. Try to do it on your own. Okay, I'll keep that for you so that you can see. And then we look at the answers. You've got 3 minutes. Sorry, 4 minutes still. 4 minutes, and then we can look at the answers. I hope you're doing well. I don't see any questions here. It's alright. Okay, your time is up. You have 14 minutes. You must try to practice. If we say 5 minutes, if it's 5 marks, 5 minutes. Try to work within the 5 minutes. Oh well, you can go a minute or 2 over because we still have 30 minutes extra, but we leave that for last. We try to work within that time frame. Sometimes they say we can work it also out as you times that 5 with 1,2 minutes per mark, and then you will get something like 6 minutes. Am I right? 6 minutes to complete that first question. So you've got an extra minute to do it. But you must always be conscious of the time and the marks. Try to, if you can't finish it, then you keep a space open. Go to the next question that you can do. Or if you can't do it there, then do it at the end of that question, but then make sure that you number the questions correctly. Right? We prefer to have the answers like 3.1.1, 3.1.2, 3.3, 3.1.3. But should you understand 1.3.1 or you understand 1.3.3 better, then you go to 1.3 first, right? But 3.1 in this case it's easy, alright? It should be, because if we look at what we have here, if we can see, I Okay, this is A. This is what we have. We've got, if we can break that A section, then it looks something like that. Rectangular prism, can you see? That's A. With the length, and if you look at the length there, that was given was 15 meters. The height there was 2 meters. And the width is 12,5 meters. Now, the capacity is easy. The capacity is also the volume. And they gave you the volume of a rectangular prism, which is length. The volume is equal to length times width times the height. And you got the length, which is 15 meters. Can you see how simple it comes? 15 meters multiplied by the width, which is 12,5 meters, multiply by the height, which is 2 meters. And just for doing that, you get 1 mark substituting into the formula the correct values. And now you multiply it out, you take your calculator, you multiply, and you will get 375 cubic meter. Right? And there's another answer. Just for that 2 steps, you already have 2 of the 5 marks. Now you go to the capacity of C. Right? C again, they say C, if you look, that's 5 meters, the width. The height here is 1,2. People, you must read properly. Sorry. Let me put it correctly under the menu. Is the menu? Where is it? The space seems so small now. The length is the same as 50 meters. And then the volume, or the capacity of that, the volume there of C is, again, length times width times height. To write that. Otherwise, for those that struggle, you don't need to write it but I prefer that learners write it out. Why? Because then they know the length is 15 meters, multiplied by the width, which is 5 meters, multiplied by 1,2 meters. And if you multiply that out, then you get 90 cubic meters. Can you see? Again, 1 mark for substituting in the formula, and 1 CA mark. In other words, maybe you multiplied now out there, but one of that was wrong, but you multiplied and you get the answer, the correct answer, with the wrong total. You will lose mark there, but you will get 1 mark for consistent accuracy. And now it becomes easy, because what is the next thing that you do? They say, they wonder, the answer that you must give is the, under the menu, okay, is the maximum. They want the maximum capacity. Capacity, in this case, equals the volume. The maximum capacity, and what was it of A? A was 375 cubic meter. B, what was B? I remember it's A plus B plus E. B, they gave, which is 300. You didn't have to work that one out. It's part of the question. If you can look at the question there, they say that C, where is it on top? Not C, sorry, B. They gave it B, sorry. First there is it, 300 cubic meter. They give it. And then the C is 19 cubic meters. And if you add it, then you get 765 cubic meters. And you have to prove it that that's the answer. And just for that, you get a method. Here you get a method mark for adding. Right? And there's your answer. Sorry, and there's your answer. Can you see how easy you get marks? Let me look at 3.1. answer. 3.1.2. They say calculate the volume of water in gallons required to fill the swimming pool to 94% of its capacity. So there are two things. You must first convert it from gallons, from cubic meter to gallons, or from liters to gallons. So the first thing that you can do, you can first work out what is 94% capacity. Right? So 94%, let me just do that. 94% capacity is multiplied. Now, people, if you didn't do question 3.1.1 and you come here, at least they gave you a total there. You see, they gave you a total of 765. Use that total, because maybe just use it. And now I'm talking to those that didn't work out 3.1.1. Use it, and you get, you see, because they give you something there, but they said to 765 cubic meters. Just by doing that method, multiply the 94% of that. And 94% of that is equal to, oh no, I don't want to see me. Sorry. 94% of that, quickly using my calculator, 94% I get 719.1 cubic meters. But what did they give us? They say that 1 cubic meter equals to 1,000 liters. Remember, we must now first convert that cubic meter to liter, and then from liter to gallon to get the answer. Right? And so 2 conversions that we have to do. So, if we look at that answer there, then we will say, right, what do you think? What should we do? We should multiply that with 1,000. Right? If we multiply 719.1 with 1,000, then we get 719,100 liters. Am I right? Did I multiply correctly? And that's the answer that you had. And for that conversion, you get another mark. It's a lot of calculation just for 1 mark. But do it. Show your calculations. Always show your calculations. You never know if they are CA marks. Right? And then you must convert that liters to gallons. And how many gallons are there? So you take that 719,100 and you divide it by 3,785 liters. Remember, that is a liter and that's a liter. So that will cancel out. And then you will get the answer approximately of 189,986,7, and then you write gallons there. Right? And remember at the beginning of your paper, they will always say round off to 1 decimal, to appropriately. So it will be 1 or 2 decimals. So see what they say in the paper. If it's not in the question, then question paper. If it's not in the question, to round off to 1 decimal or to the nearest liter or gallon, then you round off to 1 or 2 decimal, according what was said in your instructions. Very important. Okay, so that was 3.1.2. There's of course other methods. I'm not going to do all the methods. You and your teacher can discuss the other methods. Then they say at 3 point, let me just navigate here. They say at 3.1.3, the pool must be topped with 135,000 liters of water. Right? Must be that. And of water due to the loss of water. You know, water evaporates and get lost because of splashing and whatever they do. And then the pool must be filled. And it takes, in 1 hour, it only fills 2,350 liters. So somebody said, for that water to be replaced 135,000 liters, a lot of water, it will take 2.5 days. Now you must verify whether she's correct, whether a statement is correct. So what shall you do? The first thing that you can say, right? Certain things. Is it? The first thing that you can say, okay, if they say that the water that in 1 hour it fills 2,350 liters. If it fills that in 1 hour, then what do you think? What must you say? 2 days. 1 day is how many hours? 1 day is equal to 24 hours. So you must not take those two totals, and you must multiply it, because 1 hour they are foot, because you can't work hour and day. It's either day or the hour, but they gave you now that in hour and said it's 1 hour is 2,350 liters. You multiply that to the 24, you multiply with 2,350. And what do you get? You get, if you multiply out, you get 56,400 liters. Right? Will flow in a day. And she said 2.5 days. So what must you do further? What did you do? You say, right? So for the 2.5, sorry, let me just put it another piece of paper. So you will say for the 2.5 days, right? For the 2.5 days, you will multiply that amount of water that flows, is equal to 2.5 multiply by the, in 1 day, how many water, sorry, 56,400 liters. And if you multiply that, then you get 141,000 liters of water. So was she correct? Was she correct? Her statement is invalid because she's, remember, it's only 135,000 liters of water per hour. So sorry, it's 135,000 liters that must be filled, topped up. And she said it's in 2 days. That's much more than 135,000 liters. Therefore, her statement is incorrect. People, don't forget to end your question with what is verify, showing all calculations if her statement is invalid. And there is it. And a statement is invalid. A statement is invalid, and for that, for the opinion, you get another mark. For your opinion, they will say, right? Oh, your opinion, 1 more mark. It's not a zero. The O's, that's a O that stands for opinion, right? Abbreviation. Right. So you get another 4 marks there. And how did you get your 4 marks? Let me just show you. The one is for that method, accurate totals using. One is for, oh sorry, I forgot the method of the multiplication. It's not in there, it's this one here. One for that method, and one for your answer there. And then, of course, for the conversion, and one for the opinions. Was it 4 marks or 5? 5 marks. 5 marks. Yes. Method, conversion, and then again a method, and then for that answer, CA answer. And then you, sometimes they mark this, if you had now less, if your answer ended less with, you got less than 135,000, then you, and they use it, the opinion is correct, or something like that, and then they will say, okay, it's a CA there for your opinion also. Okay, let me look at the next question. Can you see, and we did not that answering all 3 questions. Sorry. All 3 questions in 15 minutes. We did it in 15 minutes, so it can be done in 15 minutes. Okay, the next question is, Happy Life High School makes table centerpieces. You know, normally when you go to weddings or parties, then in the middle there's a bowl of flowers or something standing in the middle of the table. That is called the centerpiece. Right? Each consisting of 4 balloons. So here is a centerpiece and there's 4 balloons. And then they show it there, they say there's 200 and they expect 240 people at the ball. Each table will accommodate a maximum of 8 people, and 1 centerpiece will be placed in the middle. And here's the dimensions of the centerpiece. The one is a rectangular vase, length 10 centimeter, width 6 centimeter, height 28 centimeter. And the other one is a cylindrical vase, diameter 12 centimeter and the height 28 centimeter. Okay, now they say use the information above to answer the questions that flow. Okay, I think we can quickly just do the first one. Calculate the minimum number of balloons required for all the centerpieces. How many balloons will they need? Quickly, 2 minutes. What must you determine first before you can determine the balloons? Okay, you should be done. That's not a big. Oh man, where is these things? Okay, I must do it like that. Alright. So what did they say? They expect 240 people. 8 people will sit next to at the table. 8 people. So the first thing that you must do is you must determine how many tables there will be. So if there's 240 people, you divide by 8 and you get 30 tables. There will be 30 tables. And if there's a centerpiece at on each table with 4 balloons, then you take that 30 and you multiply it with 24. Because they are, sorry, not 24, stupid, with 4. There are 4 balloons, 30 tables, and you get 120. So it's 120 balloons. Am I right? Or am I wrong? 120 balloons. Yes. And what did you get marks? You get marks for that 30, right? And you get a mark for the 120 for a CA answer that you did there. And there's it. Right. The next question. The next question say, each vase will have a decorative ribbon around it. The ribbon will overlap 1 centimeter. Calculate the minimum length of decorative ribbon needed to decorate 1 rectangular vase. Alright, so they don't ask for that one, they want for that one. If you put a ribbon right around it. So what are they actually asking for? They ask for the perimeter. What's the perimeter around that thing? The length from there to there, and right around there, and again. So you've got, it's a rectangular, so you will have the 2 lengths and 2 breadths. But this important thing that they say the ribbon will overlap 1 centimeter. Okay. So, how we do it? And the important thing is they give you the formula. So I'm not going to write the whole thing out. I just want to say it's the length of, you mustn't make abbreviations like I'm doing here now. You rather write it out. You must always answer your question as if the person that's going to mark it don't understand maths. So you will make it clear for that person. And that will be in centimeter. And then they say, right, it's 2 multiplied by the length plus the width plus the 1. That 1 is that extra 1. Is that extra, can you see? I hope you can see. I wrote now very lightly. My space is 2 multiplied by length plus the width plus that 1. They give it. So you will just write the answers in, and you will say, right, 2 multiply, and what is the length? The length is 10 centimeter. And what is the width? The width is 6 centimeter. Plus that 1 centimeter. And if you do that, 10 plus 6 is 16. Multiplied by 2 is multiplied by 2 is 32 plus the 1 is 33. So your answer should be 33 centimeters. Can you see what I did here? What did you learn? Sometimes you say, why must we learn this brackets, this BODMAS? Can you still remember you did BODMAS? We just applied BODMAS here. First the brackets, we added that 10 plus 6, right, 16. Then off, okay, off can be multiplied or that multiply. There's no division. Multiply by the 2, 16. And then we add. Alright? We didn't do that, 16 plus 1, and then we multiply. Our answer would have been wrong. So now we apply BODMAS there. But if you have the calculator, The cashier calculator has a built-in BODMAS, and we'll give you that answer. Okay. Okay, I think we still have time for one question. Can we look at the next question here? They say, calculate in centimeter cube. If you see that 3, then you must know it's what? Volume. The volume of the cylindrical vase, you may use the following formula. And they give the formula there again. They say the formula of the cylinder is pi multiply with the radius cube multiply by height. And what are they giving you? Right? They give you, now you just have to say what is pi, and they give pi as 3,14. Can you see they give it? Don't use the pi in the calculator. Your answer will be wrong. Rather use the pi that they give. Always use pi, and they will always give it as 3,142. Multiply with the radius. What is the radius of the vase? Are they giving it? No, they give the diameter. And what is the diameter? Is the line from the one end of the circle to the other end going through the midpoint. And in this case, it will be half of 12, which is 6 centimeter. Multiply with the height. The height is, what did they give? 28. Just by doing that, learners, that's already 1 mark for putting it in the substituting into the formula. 1 mark. You get your 1 mark. There you have it. And now, the only thing that's left, you must multiply it out. And if you multiply it out, again, if you look at BODMAS, first in the bracket, 6 multiplied by 6 is 36. And then that's multiplied, then you can multiply that out, and then you can multiply in a straight line. And you just use your calculator. But I would say some of you don't have the built-in BODMAS, so you must first do that. You will multiply to the power 2 means 6 multiplied by 6, which is 36 centimeter cube. Multiply with cube, square. Multiply with 28, and now you can put in your calculator and you can multiply out straight. And if you do that, then you're supposed to get the answer of 3,167, 136 centimeter cube. Why? Can you see it's the same variable, so it's 2 plus that 1 makes it 3. Okay, and there's your answer. Now, did they say we must round it off? Did they say anything about the rounding off there? No. So you can leave your answer as is. It's just if there's more, then you will round it off to 2 if you want to. But in this case, you just leave it like that. They didn't say anything about the rounding off, and that's significant enough. And there you get your mark for your answer, right? And simplification, right? 1 mark for simplification and 1 mark for the answer. Learners, it's now exactly 4:15. Learners, thank you for availing yourself. You see, if we do measurement, we do the perimeter, the area, the volume, and this conversion. And the things that you learned in term 1, you applied here doing the conversion. So thank you. We see each other on Saturday. I must now first go study how I'm going to do the teams. We're not going to work on the React like this, but it's on Teams, but your teachers will be informed. Okay.